Hello there. In this small video I will say something about the production logic inherent in many ways of doing modern online teaching and learning. Let's get started. So somebody said that we demand that plumbers and kindergarten teachers be certified to do what they do, but there is no requirement that college professors know how to teach. And this will not continue. The world of massive open online courses, MOOCs, will be creating a situation where universities and professors and lecturers will compete to improve the pedagogy and the presentation of material. If you are not good enough, then students will tend to go somewhere else and maybe pay for it somewhere else. But first of all, look at some basic parameters for what is happening. And we can talk about that as the screen state. Here we have the PC screen, we have the pad, and we have the portable mobile phone. Now, if we look at the sales of PCs over the last 10 years, we will see a slight bulge around 2004, that's every year, 13 million, and then it goes down to around 8-9 million a year in 2010. That's the desktop PCs. Now, if we add and look at the mobile PCs, the clamshells, the various kind of pieces that you can bring with you, you can see there's been a very strong increase with the portable on the same level as the desktop PCs in 2006, and then 2 to 3 times more in 2010. And it looks like the PC is dominant. But let us look at the even larger pictures. So we see here the PC shipments, both portable and stationary, for the years 2009 to 2012. They are around 33 to 37 million units a year. And then we can look at the tablets. That has increased very, very much since the launch in 2010. And many people say that the tablet is by now the dominant tool for absorbing, being exposed to digital content, while the PC is still important for producing it. So let's look at this picture of a student I took down in the reading room at my institution not so long ago. So we take out the book he's reading of the classical kind. We have the PC he's writing on, but then he's also using the pad also for some writing smaller pieces, comments, and so on and so forth, according to his own statement. And he has a phone line there, which is also useful. So looking more principally about this, we have the book, the screen, the pad, and the phone. And we will develop materials for all these delivery mechanisms. And in this case, the core is digital, and you have different kinds of delivery mechanisms. Now, we must ask ourselves, what is a suitable production logic, production setup for making this kind of material? And what we see here is a lecturer sitting at the table. You have a listener here, but if you note, there is a microphone beside him or her, that this person might also comment and have that recorded into the overall content of this course, which is being filmed by a guy with a camera behind in the room here. And then the lecturer can see everything, or maybe some other space with similar people on the screen in front of him.
Now this is the student, and I have used the picture where she uses Google Glasses. It might be a pad, it might be anything, but anyhow she might look and listen into what is happening in this room. So the question is, what's the production logic for this kind of setup? So let's go back to the room. Sorry, I have to rewind that. Let's go back to this room, and let's make it a little smaller. So the student is there somewhere, not inside the room but out on the web. And then you might imagine and in practice see different kinds of such rooms that are interlinked. And all these are part of the production of material in real time and recorded to be used later on. So this gives a little background for how we should go about to produce such materials. And I will show you just a little idea about how you can do that. You start with some ideas. You want to have a handout on paper as a web page. You might want to have a HTML slideshow like you're seeing now, and you might have a recording as you're also seeing now. So let's see how we can make that. We start with the ideas, then we do some structuration, some pre-writing, we collect some images, we might collect some videos, and then the pre-writing goes into the lecture notes, while the still images and the videos go into a slideshow, and you add transitions and animations to them, as you have seen some examples over here just now. And then that material is what is the result of the production process. So we might look at how that translates to the delivery mechanisms. So the handout is paper-based, it might go into a book if practical, while the HTML slideshow and the recordings go on to the other delivery mechanisms. It's not so difficult. Here's an example. This is a lecture made by a Palestinian academic who had been to the online Educa in Berlin 2012, and she made a lecture based on that and recorded that lecture so that it is available on the web on this address. Another example is available on this address. So, returning to where we started. It's Thomas L. Friedman in International Herald Tribune who said the things I referred initially on March 7th in 2013. And he basically states that we will leave the logic and behavior of the professor as a sage on the stage, and students taking notes and having assessments, and then change to a system where more of the material is available online and the work together is more like a lab or a production unit where you produce things and you discuss things in real time. So this blended model, combining online lectures with teacher-led classroom experiences, seems to be the ideal format. And there is the statement that if you don't do this, there's somebody else who will, and maybe be the winner of the competition of who can deliver the best lecture and learning experience. Now, would you like to try? It's not so difficult. You make a PowerPoint presentation with text, images, animations, and so on and so forth. You add your lecture notes that can be added to PowerPoint. You can translate this into HTML5, which is the current markup language that is useful on the internet. For instance, using iSpring Converter that does a good job
of translating PowerPoint to HTML. You upload this slideshow to a WordPress server or a Dropbox account or whatever, Google Drive. And then you insert them in a WordPress page or a Moodle page using the iframe mechanisms. And then you present the lecture and record it like I do now, using, for instance, Camtasia Relay or some other recording software. And then again insert a recording into WordPress or Moodle with another iframe, so that you have both the presentation and the slideshow available for the students. That's it. Give it a try. Thank you for watching.